Today is the third day of our class, and these last two episodes we covered were basically about internet, the origin of the internet. Web 1 we tried to understand, and when then we moved to Web 2, and slowly, gradually we'll move to Web 3 and understand how blockchain was built, how Bitcoin came into existence, and then we will learn about the comparative analysis about BTCC and Bitcoin. Today, welcome to episode 3 of our regular Beyond Human Finance curriculum of blockchain and AI. So, today we will learn about the social version of the internet when Web 2 evolved and people learned how to socialize on internet. When internet became social and started watching everyone. Yesterday we ended with Web 1, the era of lonely websites quietly existing like abandoned shops on a highway. Today we are stepping into Web 2, where the age of humans discovered two very dangerous things. When humans first discovered that they could talk on the internet. Also, they discovered that internet could talk back. Web 2 was not just an upgrade, it was a personality shift. From static websites, which only gave information, displayed pictures in 1 to 2 hours, it suddenly gave an upgrade where internet could talk and people could talk on internet. The transformation from Web 1 to Web 2 is also known as the Great Social Explosion. Suddenly, the internet wasn't silent anymore, it was noisy, beautifully, chaotically, overwhelmingly noisy. People started writing blogs, there were comments, there were forums where people could talk on the internet. And then came the nuclear bomb, the social media. Web 1 was the library, Web 2 was a marketplace where everyone screamed their opinions simultaneously and somehow expected an applause. Facebook told you they want to connect the world. It turned out they were also collecting everything from the world. Facebook started collecting data and behavioral statistics of humans. What food you eat, the places you visit, the clothes you wear, your likes, your dislikes, the whole behavioral statistics of humans. And then we entered into the era of sign in with. We all remember that magical button, sign in with Google, sign in with Facebook, sign in with Instagram. The convenience button, also known as take my data, I wasn't using it anyway button. When you sign in into these apps, into these websites, into these portals, using your Facebook, using your Google account, using your Instagram account, you are basically giving your data to these platforms. That's why the Web2 platforms were free. They did not charge you money, they charged for your privacy. And the terrifying part was you paid willingly. Everybody on this call is on Facebook. And you all willingly gave your personal information to Facebook. Facebook knows in the last 5 years where you traveled, what did you eat, what businesses did you engage in. It has a deep human intrinsic statistical data which knows the behavior of humans. That is the whole reason why Facebook does not ask you money to create account. It gives you free access, but it takes your personal information in return. And then this information is used by marketing companies to expand, to work, to analyze the stats and work accordingly. From this era, the personal information, the statistics got monetized and internet was making money. Content became the king and you became the product. Web 1 gave you information, but Web U made you information. Every like, every scroll, every pause, every emoji, every voice note, every late night search that you hoped nobody saw, well, somebody did. And they built billion-dollar companies out of it. With your behavior, with your likes, with your dislikes, with your comments, with your reactions, with your likes. This is where the plot twist arrives. Web 2 realized your identity, habits, emotions, fears were more valuable than gold or oil. And then emerged a very polite little pop up. We use cookies for your better user experience. That's when you allowed these websites, these platforms to monetize your behavior. And it was a big shift where the content was not owned by us, our data was not controlled by us, our profiles became behavioral blueprints. And all of this was packaged, analyzed, sold, auctioned, and resold while we were busy selecting the perfect profile picture for us. The monopoly players entered the scene. These giants with the name Google, Meta, now Facebook, now Meta, Amazon entered the market. The giants of Web2 empire. These companies don't own the internet, but in Web2, these they may well as well have. With the amount of information, with the detailed statistics of behavioral data, they kind of own the internet. It was then the golden age of the creators, the unpaid kind. Web 2 gave birth to creators, influencers, meme lords, and the people who somehow became millionaires by eating noodles on live streams. But the platforms, they kept most of the money. You created, they monetized. It was, kind of fair deal for the only one side. Why Web 2 was powerful and dangerous. You got connectivity, convenience, community, but in returns, platforms got your identity, your preferences, your behavior, your digital footprint, your attention, and sometimes your secrets. Web 2 gave humans a voice, but it also gave corporations a telescope into your life. By this time, internet giants, companies like Google, Facebook, Amazon, they knew everything about you. And it was the setup for what comes next. And this is where the curiosity peaks because the system gets too powerful. When people learned how to use data, how to use information, Then these creators, these developers, engineers became so powerful that these people started looking for alternatives. Alternatives to escape from the banking system, alternatives to escape from this ruling centralized authorities. Till this time, people were so learned, so aware that they wanted to run everything on their own. And that's where the need, the desire for a world where people could not, uh, be controlled by any central authority, any organization, any mediator, any intermediary began. That desire, that restlessness, it actually gave birth to Web3. When people got so learned, so advanced, so aware, then they wanted to escape from the banking system, escape from the uh, controlled system. And exactly that desire gave the birth to Web3. But not yet tomorrow. So we will start tomorrow with learning Web3. We will jump onto the financial paradigm shift on the internet. Let me give you a few tasks for tomorrow. Before this tomorrow's session, you need to search who owns your data on your favorite social media platform. If you like Facebook, then check who owns data on Facebook. Find one example where social media platform sold, misused, or leaked user data. Think why Web2 was free. Where was the money actually coming from? And then you can also observe, spend 5 minutes scrolling on any app and note what ads do you see. If you open Facebook, if you open Zalo, if you open WeChat, you see some ads, right?
Yes.
What ads you see and why do you think you see those ads? You might have searched on internet that you were looking for a pair of new shoes. And then bam, you see only shoes on your social media in ads. If you ever try to look for a new pair of earphones, headphones, and you go on internet and search about the specification of a new headphone of a different company's headphone, then all you see on your feed in the ads is headphones. Why do you think you see the ads of only things that you search for? All your data, all your search history, everything that you look online is sold instantly to these companies so that you get pushed to buy the same products that you look for. And you actually need it. That's why you searched on internet for it. So bring your findings tomorrow. They will make episode 4 even more fun. Today we saw how Web2 gave the world a connection and surveillance. Tomorrow we step into the revolution that promises to fix this imbalance. The episode 4 will talk about Web3, where the internet will strike back, the ownership, freedom, and the dawn of digital autonomy. If Web2 watched everything you did, Web3 asks, why don't you watch what they do instead? So tomorrow we will start exploring into the world of Web3. We will first understand the need why Web3 came into existence. After understanding the need and the demand and the requirement of Web3, we will understand why Web3 was built. And then we will learn how Web3 was built, how the first ever blockchain was built, how Bitcoin was built, how Bitcoin blockchain came into existence,
Interesting. That
what
was a
problems it actually solved, what revolution Web3 brought into this world.